Hey Aries, this is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this just in. This is where we get all up in other folks' business about love and relationships. This reading is for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you happen to know what your rising and moon sign is, I encourage you to check that video as well. This is your love reading for the remainder of April, and happy birthday, Aries. For those of you that have already celebrated your birthdays and those that are celebrating through the rest of Aries season, turn up, y'all. How you doing? We are going to be using the Llewellyn deck, the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. This is the one I usually use for this just in. And if we need clarifiers, we will be using this Rider-Waite pocket deck. So as not to, and I'm sorry, I shuffled off camera. Part of the reason being is because this surface is annoying. And since this is not an ASMR video, I don't know how appealing it would be. So, and I think I was saying, so as not to overwhelm myself right now, because I kind of had that problem with it. I'm not going to look at the bottom card. I'm just going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from the Llewellyn Classic today. And like I said, should we need clarifiers? Let me take a look at that. Aries, to start, let me take a look at it, and I'm still clicking it. 3 cups, birthday time, celebrations. Like I said, turn it up. Aries, you and your buddies are howling at the moon right now. You're partying till the sun comes up. These are 3 people that appear to be kicking it late into the night. And it doesn't look like they have any intentions on stopping anytime soon. Venus has been retrograde in your sign, so Aries, you certainly may have been focused on yourself more this month, even more so than usual, especially when it comes to love and relationships and your creative expression and the things that you're attracted to, maybe even your finances. Any of you that are working in creative fields, but this is not what this is about actually. This is a love reading, so we'll focus on love in Aries. Some of you may have very physically come into contact with somebody that you used to deal with, and not just your birthday's going on here, Aries. For some of you, you may have already had somebody else, but it's not stopping the celebrations. I'm not saying that these people know about each other, and maybe they do. Aries, maybe you have pulled a caper where you were already with somebody and someone has come back into your life that you are physically interested in. I mean, you have actually made moves to interact with this person. For some of you Aries, I feel like there's some celebrations going on. What I actually see is Aries, you're at the party, you're kicking it. It's like, go Aries, put your thing down, it's your birthday, and you got wifey and side chick at the party. I don't know if they know about each other because they appear to be celebrating. Everybody's celebrating together. They might know about each other. Aries, you could be really just bad to the bone. Ladies, this is you too. You could have bae and boo at the party, and everybody's kicking it, and somebody may not be the wiser, or, hey, in some cases, three's company, right? The next card is the Knight of Wands reversed. So, Aries, yeah, you're pretty much kicking it, and you're having fun. There's an opportunity, I think, for there's some one night stands, or some, if not one night stands, some very quick turnarounds that might be happening. The Knight of Wands has showed up reversed, Aries, and the Wands are Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And this Knight of Wands in the reverse is, definitely what we call the wham bam thank you man. And Aries, I feel like you may be going back whamming and bamming somebody that you may have been with in the past. There's a full moon in Libra coming up on the 9th, Aries. So under this full moon, and if I hadn't just said that already, it's in Libra. So this is about fairness. It's about relationships. It is also about open enemies. The sign of Libra is. So with this full moon coming up in Libra, be careful that things don't come to the light so that justice can be done. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is make your next move your best move. I'm not saying don't have fun. Just be aware that for those of you, that are really kicking it big, be aware that with this full moon that's coming up in Libra, that some things could come up that reveals what's in those cups. Now, if everybody's in agreement, hey, that's one thing. Nobody's mad. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. But if somebody's hiding something, the Libra full moon could certainly illuminate that. Venus has dipped back into Pisces, so around things that we're attracted to, around females, especially for those of you who are dating females. There could be some deception in the way one moves in order to get what one wants. And then Venus is going to, on the 15th, it will start moving forward again, and then it will go back into Aries. So, Aries, I kind of feel like, you might be dipping back into the past, and you're having fun, but I don't really know if you have permanent intentions. The other thing is, for those of you that could have possibly been thinking that this was a good idea, let's not forget that Venus is retrograde. And, for those of you who have been around for a while, you already know what this means. But for those of you who may be a little new to astrology and tarot, Venus retrograde generally brings back old love. It's an opportunity to work on or work out karma within old relationships. It's an opportunity to go back and maybe get closure. But sometimes people go back, or people show up from the past, and we make the mistake of thinking that it's the greatest thing since macaroni. And then when Venus goes back direct, you realize your macaroni is cold. And that's the reason you was about to throw it away in the first place. So keep that in mind. Okay. We got the Page of Swords reversed. That's the last card, Aries. So first off, we've got two court cards, and the Page of Swords is going to be Libra. I can't think of nothing. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So Aries, I kind of feel like Aries, you might be running your Mac game. You might be telling people what they want to hear in order to satisfy this Knight of Swords. I mean, this Knight of Wands reversed energy. Um, the Knight of Wands reversed, is going to talk about this all or nothing energy that's put towards possibly the wrong thing. It's also kind of planting your flag everywhere. Like I said, Aries, I don't know that you're looking with this person that you may be dealing with from the past. I feel like a lot of you Aries already have somebody, but somebody showed up, or maybe you decided to lift this person up. And it all looks good, but you know within yourself, within your heart, that you really don't have any intentions on building something solid. And I feel like with this Page of Swords in this case, that you could be just telling people what they want to hear in order to make that temporary connection. It happens, you know what I'm saying? I'm certainly not judging. The only thing that you should be careful for, and especially with this being the Page of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And we talked about this full moon that's coming up in Libra on the 9th, right? I'm sorry, not on the 9th. Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th, that's what I'm thinking. The full moon in Libra, yeah. You know what, folks? Aries, Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th, is that right? And the full moon in Libra is on the 9th or the 10th. Either way, I didn't realize that was happening simultaneously. Oh, yeah. Yes. Just be sure that the right hand knows what the left hand is doing, on your body. Just so you don't get caught up, because I just thought about that. This full moon in Libra, which I said could possibly illuminate what might be going on, and the celebrations could be over. And the other thing with Mercury going retrograde, this can certainly be about somebody getting some information that may have been left behind, maybe going back and revisiting some old information, possibly putting two and two together. You could be hearing about something that there may have been a situation with some of you Aries where you may have been feeling in love with somebody, but I feel like you get some news from somebody who could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But the page, this is the youngest of the court cards, so this could be somebody who's a little bit younger. I definitely feel like this, Aries, this like, you could actually be getting news from like a little brother. I'm picking that up for some of you. You might be hearing something from the little brother that, or you know, okay, this is what I just thought about. Aries, some of you may be double dipping in a relationship, right? This is the scenario. And ladies too, but I gotta say, ladies, I'm feeling like this is more about someone who dates women, whether that be male or female. And I'm picking up mostly male energy, even with this page here. The page is oftentimes of females, but in the upright position, if you look at him, I don't know if it's going to zoom in. He looks like a male. So what I'm getting, Aries, is like I said, let's set the scene. You got your spot that you maybe bring these ladies to. And maybe your little brother lives with you. Now, this is just an example. Or, maybe your little brother's around, your little cousin or little friend or somebody who is not quite as mature as you, because I feel like you are the Knight of Wands, Aries, for the most part. And what I feel like is that this Page of Swords either tells you something, or maybe even without realizing it, says something to one of the ladies that could get you caught up by the Libra moon. You see what I'm saying? You guys want to pull a clarifier and let see if we can see what comes out at the Libra moon. The Page of Pentacles. Okay, and he's in the upright position. So we got two pages here. I'm feeling like this is a conversation that happens between two young men. And I feel like one of these young men is talking about a new situation that you might have in your life, Aries, and that gets overheard. I just don't know if the news is necessarily valid. Whatever it is that's getting said, while it may have some truth to it, I think that there's some facts that are missing. There's some things that are twisted. Okay, this is what else I see too. I see a conversation between two young males. And the Page of Swords, whether he is just being messy, whether it's unknowingly, says something about what's going on. And then this other young fella, this Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, walks away with this nice little nugget of information and is just waiting for the right time to deliver the news. You know what I'm saying? Let's go another card. Aries, this could talk about you being greedy. This could talk about you being greedy in the second half of this month, and you are maybe trying to, even though there's something that's telling me that you are not necessarily willing to give it your all to one of these situations. And even though you've got it on your mind to hit and run, there's something I feel like that you are trying to hold on to for dear life. Maybe that information. Now that you know that that could possibly come out, you could find yourself trying to hold on for dear life to some information. Or hold on to these relationships. Let's pull one more card. The Devil reverse, Aries. Yeah. I think that something does come out, And even though you have tried to hold on, I feel like what it is you're addicted to the chase. You're addicted to the knowing that you have all of this in your possession. But I kind of feel like by no choice of your own, Aries, by this information coming out, by these two fellas having this conversation, and then some information that comes out that could possibly, like I said, illuminate what's in these cups and maybe illuminate what's been going on all along. I think that is going to force you in one way or another to give up the lust demon, because really, yeah, I don't, aside from this Three of Cups, this just looks more like lust to me. I do feel like that there is somebody maybe in the equation of Aries that you really cut for, but at one point I think you try to hoard it all, but something comes up, and like I said, whether it be by your choice or whether the universe intervenes in a way that makes you have to give it up. I do feel like you will free yourself or free somebody from this triangle, this group situation. The devil reverse talks about overcoming our addictions, our hang-ups. In the upright position, you can see that there are two lovers chained together, and the devil is, just looming over them with all of his sinful energy and vibes, and they feel as if they are chained to this energy. Well, in the reverse, this is when you start to get your mind right and realize, I'm not stuck to this. No matter what has happened, no matter what has been said, I still have an opportunity to walk away. I still have an opportunity to set somebody free. And possibly, Aries, let me just go ahead and say, while your motivations may be wrong, I think you do get to hit. I think that you certainly get the physical satisfaction, or if you don't get satisfied, I think that you have the physical encounters that you want. And even though, like I said, I think that these two little fellas are having a conversation and one of them walks away with a tidbit of information, I also kind of feel like, this is the Page of Pentacles is you for a moment. Once you make that connection, and I'm thinking this is with that person from your past, and you're just kind of walking away like, hell yeah, I'm the man. But as things, get found out and you kind of have to sort through your stuff, Venus goes direct. I also feel like, too, when Venus goes direct, that this is what will make you see possibly that everything that glitters ain't gold, or that you could be possibly hurting somebody by being selfish and trying to hold on and trying to be greedy, and you do the right thing. When Venus goes direct, I do feel like you don't see it the way you saw it, whether that is you being a grown up about it and deciding to move forward in the most respectful, loving way, or I forgot. I just lost my train of thought. Either way, Aries, I do feel like at the end of the day, you wise up somehow. And either you walk away or you set somebody free. I feel like this whole situation gave you a sense of power, or will be giving you a sense of power. And Aries, yeah, that's your thing. All the fire signs. I don't know about Sagittarius with the power thing as much as Aries and me and my fellow Leos, but you know, the fire signs is certainly about, you know, a certain level of command. And I think that this situation as a whole had you feeling powerful. As long as you were able to hold on to this situation and kind of mold it the way you wanted and manipulate it, and you were getting what you wanted out of it, you know, there was a sense of power. There was a sense of strength. There was a sense of, you know, well, yeah, I got it. So, but I think you step away from it. I think you come out of that. And, you know, the lessons learned sometimes can be a little uncomfortable. But, you know, the, you know, I don't see it being that bad. I really do. I kind of see these two pages as harmless. I kind of not knowing what the hell they were talking about with this conversation. For some of you, I say that I see happening between these two pages. Definitely some information that's kind of off. That's not quite right. That may just be plain gossip or underdeveloped between two youngsters, and it causes something. But the thing about it is, it needs to be caused. But this outcome was inevitable. There was a lesson to be learned for you. That's why Venus is retrograding in your sign, even though it has dipped back into Pisces for a moment. So that's the way I see it, Aries. If you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at tina@85thhousevibrations.net. Thank you guys so much. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for hanging on. Let me mention that once we get to 3,000 subscribers, that I will be doing a free 15-minute reading. I'll get some contest details or drawing details or however I'm planning on doing that shit details as we get closer to the mark. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time.